Hi everyone, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm very excited to share with you how I crochet this very easy and simple color memory game. I made this for my toddler and it was quite simple. It was very therapeutic for me. I'm a fan of sunflowers, so I decided to make a sunflower theme. Also, I made 12 sets. I made them in 12 different colors. And here's the pouch. And as you can see, they all fit quite nicely inside. Nice little carry bag. And for this bag, I used a size 7 jumbo yarn. If you don't have a size 7 jumbo yarn, you can always use the acrylic yarn to create a pouch. That's the kind of yarn I used to make the flowers. But the reason I used a size 7 jumbo yarn is because it works up very quickly. It took me about maybe half an hour to complete this bag. So you can make the same bag using acrylic yarn. It'll just take a little bit longer. Here's my starting round. And I did 4 increase rounds. And just with those 4 increase rounds, it's quite large. So with acrylic yarn, you may have to do, I'm guessing maybe 10 increase rounds. So it'll take a little bit longer, but I think that the acrylic yarn will look just as cute. Alrighty, folks, I will also list all the materials in the description box below. And now let's get started. For this small flower, I will be using size 4 acrylic yarn in brown, yellow, and my color choice in the center is pink. I will also be using a 3.5mm hook. You'll need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. For this small flower, I crochet 2 circles, one that's all brown, and the same pattern in the back. I do a color change in the 3rd round. And then I put the 2 circles together, and with the yellow yarn, I close it out, but also making the petals. So it's quite simple. So to do the first circle, I'm going to take my brown yarn, and we're going to begin by making 6 single crochets in the magic ring. Six. Close out your ring and slip stitch to that first single crochet and chain 1. My chain 1 does not count as a stitch. For round 2, we're going to do an increase in each stitch. We're going to be doing 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around, totaling 12 single crochets for round 2. There we go. And slip stitch to that first single crochet and chain 1. To begin the last round, we are going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and an increase in the second. 1 single crochet, 1 increase all the way around, totaling 18 single crochets. Slip stitch to that first single crochet, chain 1, and fasten off. And what I usually do is I'll pull this a little bit tighter, closing out my my magic ring there a little tighter, and I will just tie these 2 ends together. There we go. Now I'm going to repeat the same process for the back portion. Six single crochet, go 6 single crochet in the magic ring, slip stitch to the top of that first single crochet and chain 1. Round 2 is an increase round, 2 stitches in the same stitch. We're doing 2 single crochets in each stitch around. Slip stitch to that first single crochet, chain 1 and fasten off. Oops. And then that last round I will add the brown yarn. Insert my hook into that first single crochet and pull through my brown yarn and chain 1. So just like we did in this last row here, it's the same pattern. 1 single crochet in the first stitch and an increase in the second stitch, completing 18 single crochets for this last row. There we go. Same thing, just tie these 2 ends together. It's time to do the petals. So we will be completing 9 little petals around this circle. So I will take my first circle, and remember that the inside part, this is the inside and this is the outside. Just pin those 2 together. I'm going to insert my hook in a random stitch here through the first circle and through the second circle, just like so. I'm going to grab my yellow yarn and pull it through both circles. And then I'm going to chain 2. 1 and 2. Pull it a little tighter, and I'm just going to tuck this in over here. Okay, so to begin our petals, we're going to do a chain 2 in that first stitch. Now we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Insert your hook into the next stitch from the front circle and the back circle. Pull the yarn and do a double crochet. Now we're going to do a picot. Picot is doing a chain 2, and we're going to insert our hook through these front 2 loops right here. This one here and this one right here. After your chain 2, insert your hook through both loops, pull the yarn and slip stitch. It creates a bit of a point right there. Now we're going to do another double crochet in the same stitch, chain 2, slip stitch into the next stitch. There's our first petal. Here we can do another one together. Chain 2, double crochet into the next stitch, picot, double crochet into the same stitch, chain 2, and slip stitch into the next stitch. There's our second one. And at this point, I will go ahead and just fasten or attach my yellow yarn there. Here's my tail. I'll just pick like some random stitch here and just slip stitch it in. You don't have to weave it in, just tie a knot in there. Cut off that excess. Continue my pattern all the way around. Okay friends, so continue the pattern, chain 2, double crochet into the next stitch, picot, chain 2 and a picot, double crochet into that same stitch, chain 2, and slip stitch into the following stitch. Pretty simple, right friends? And the result is so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my round, and I'll meet you when I'm done. Here I am at the end of my round, and I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch there. I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. There we go. And then I'm going to weave in my end here. I also wanted to mention something that happens to me sometimes at the end of my rounds when I make flowers. Sometimes I'll have this little gap here, and I think it may just be my tension. So my little way of closing it out is I'll take my tail here, and here's the front and here's the back. I'll just weave it in through these loops here and give it a little tug, and it closes it out pretty nicely. It's just my tension. Sometimes I'll have a little gap there, and then sometimes I won't. But that's just what I do with my end here, and I close out that little gap. Then you'll see, where was it? Oh, right here. It closes it out a little better. I decided to make 12 little colors for this game. They came out pretty cute. Alrighty, so let's work on our pouch now. To begin the pouch, I will be using a size 7 jumbo yarn. This kind of yarn works up very quickly. So I'm going to be using this one, and the color I'm using is called Terracotta by Loops and Thread, and I will be using a size 8mm hook. To begin our pouch, we're going to start by making 10 single crochets in the magic ring. Pull that, not too tightly. This is a wonderful yarn, but the thing about it is if you pull on it too tight, it will break. I've had my fair share of experiences when it comes to that. But I'll show you how I close out my ring with a piece of acrylic yarn. And let's slip stitch to that first single crochet and chain 1. For round 2, we are going to do an increase round. We're going to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch all the way around, totaling 20 single crochets for round 2. I'm going to go ahead and finish my round, and I'll meet you when I'm done. I completed round 2, and I'm going to close out my ring here. As you can see, there's still a small opening there, but I already feel it breaking right here. See, oh, look at that. See, I just pulled on it, but I can feel it right here breaking. So what I do is I'll take a piece of acrylic yarn. It could be a close color to the yarn. They're both brown. I mean, you won't be able to see it because it's on the inside. But what I do with my tapestry needle, I will weave in through that first round, the loops on the inside. I'll feed it through the loops. There we go. So I put it through all the loops in the first round from the inside of my project, and I'll pull tight. See, that's the thing about acrylic yarn. It's pretty sturdy. So I'll just create a couple of knots here, and it closes it out very nicely. And sometimes, for those experienced crocheters, you can even incorporate this strand of acrylic yarn into the first round of the magic ring. Or you can do it this way. I know sometimes it could be difficult to hold all these pieces of strand, so if it's easier to just put it in after your round or incorporate it in the first round, whatever you're comfortable with. And there we go. Alrighty, so moving on. Let's see, round 3 now. We are going to do 1 increase in the first stitch, and then we're going to do, 1 single crochet in the first stitch and an increase in the second stitch. So we're going to do another increase round. 1 single crochet, 1 increase all the way around, totaling 30 single crochets for this round. I'm going to go ahead and finish my round, and I will meet you when I'm done. To begin round 4, we are going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and an increase in the third. We're going to repeat the pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and an increase, completing 40 single crochets for this round. I completed round 4, and to begin round 5, we're going to do another increase round. We're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and then an increase in that 4th stitch. We're going to repeat this pattern all the way around, completing 50 single crochets for round 5. 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches and an increase in the 4th. I will meet you when I'm done. Here I am at the end of round 5. So for rounds 6 through 15, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around, completing 50 stitches for each round. So we're going to do 10 rows of 1 single crochet around. So we're going to build the pouch from here. Very easy. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 10 rounds, and I'll meet you at the end of round 15. I am not done with my rounds. I just finished round 12, but I wanted to show you guys, look how cute this looks so far. I think this would make a cute little basket. Add a sweet little edging there, but look at that. Sorry, I'm just being a crochet dork here. Anyway, I'll go ahead and finish my rounds, and I'll meet you when I'm done. Here I am at the end of round 15, and to begin round 16, we're going to do a decrease round. We're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do a decrease. A decrease is combining 2 stitches into 1. So insert your hook into the next stitch, pull the yarn. Insert your hook directly into the next stitch, pull the yarn. We're now going to yarn over and pull through all these loops. And there you go. These 2 stitches, you turn them into 1. So we're going to repeat the pattern all the way around. 3 single crochets and a decrease. Repeat all the way around, totaling 40 single crochets for this round. Now for the last round with the brown yarn, we're going to create some loops here. So what we do is we insert our hook into that first single crochet, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And in this 4th one, let's do a single crochet. Here's our first loop. Okay, let's do that again. We did a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And in this 4th one, a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, skip 3, and single crochet. I'll go ahead and do this all the way around until I have 10 loops, and I'll meet you when I'm done. Here I am completing my last loop, and there are 3 stitches left, and I will go ahead and slip stitch to that first single crochet we made in this round. Chain 1 and fasten off. Now it's time to add the yellow petals around the edging of this little pouch. So I'm also using a size 7 jumbo yarn here in yellow. I'm going to just pull it through one of the loops and do a chain 1 to secure it. So this next round is very easy. All we're doing is 4 half double crochets in the loop. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then slip stitch into that single crochet. And then do 4 half double crochets into the next loop. And slip stitch into that single crochet. And that's it. Repeat the pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. So I completed my round of yellow, and I went ahead and slip stitched to that first single crochet, and I fastened off. And I wanted to show you here, I wanted to weave in my ends, but my yarn snapped before I even got a chance to do it. So my alternative was to trim it, and then I just placed a little bit of hot glue on there, and I pressed down on it, and it's pretty secure. So that's what I mean about this kind of plushy yarn. Although it's really soft and pretty, it can be quite temperamental. And I did a chain of 60 here. And I thought that was a good size to open and close this one here. And then I just weaved it in through the loops. Just in and out, nothing fancy. And then at the end, I did a couple of knots. And then same thing, I applied a little bit of hot glue. So here I did some knots. I'm gonna go ahead and fasten this off. And then with my hot glue, just a little dab. Wait for it to cool down. Cools down pretty quickly. This hot glue I have is low temp. And then I just press down on it with my thumb. And there we have it. That is so adorable. I think I may just put a little piece of yellow felt over this because that really bothers me. That's just me, folks. But there we have it. All done. A sweet little project, a DIY game for your toddler. There you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you give it a go. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Thank you all so much. Bye.